Grand final time! Let's go, everybody! We got the Bobby Kotick fan club against Team Hasu. Division 1 Plus at Heroes Lounge. On the left side, our first map in the best of 5. Here on Towers of Doom, we got Eowa on Malfurion. The Frenchies with Malgene on Anubarak, Ixia on Zarya, Virtual on Dehaka, and Yasu on Hanzo. The right side of the map, Team Hasu with Bad Benny playing Johanna, X-Ray on Brightwing. We've got Hasops and Lunara, Skok on Falstad, and Max Passion is playing Blaze. So yeah, it's going to be good. Both of the teams had a very convincing performance in the semifinals. So now we're going to figure out which one of the teams is going to make the big plays here to lock in the victory in the grand final and secure themselves the title of the current Heroes Lounge season. But yeah, it should be an interesting one. Now, obviously, we have a little bit of a favorite here in form of the red team. At least they have the star power on their side. And as already highlighted a few times in the past, the actual team name is Kelvin Misses These Every Day. It's a continuation of a meme that has been around in Heroes Lounge for quite some time, but for most people it's just confusing. So at this point, I simply named them Team Hasu because that reflects the core of the team the best, I would say. And makes it a little bit easier from season to season to figure out who's playing in there, because they are changing that name like all the time. But yeah, either way, down at the bottom of the map, we currently have our 3-man starting to push out here. So Ixia and Yasu, they're rotating towards the middle and back down to the bottom. The traditional rotation here on Towers of Doom as everybody is waiting for the pumpkins to spawn, which has by now happened. X-Ray on a Brightwing, despite the slight nerf set, we now have that in here. And all the way up at the top, talking about globals, we have not only Virtual and Dehaka, but as highlighted at the beginning, we also have Forza in play. So a lot of globals, a lot of macro attempts that we're going to have with the teams. And apparently the first invade, they're trying to go for the pumpkin camp here. The Zarya combo can of course sustain itself quite some time throughout all of this, but here comes Dehaka with a quick drag on Falstad. That didn't result in a kill. X-Ray a bit low here, needs to be careful, especially as the grenades are coming through, but they're trying to make the play for Hanzo, who's able to survive through all of it. The camp is taken, and they are successfully moving away here, with the Beetle still chasing Skok, but not a problem for the birdie. A little bit too close to the gate for my liking, but he's able to get out. And talking about get out, these guys at the bot lane might have some trouble with that. Benny, yeah, he's dead. Goodbye, Jojo. Benny is down, first one to fall here. And they're also making a play for Hasu, and that is Lunara biting the dust. So, up at the top, Virtual still up on the lane against Falstad, but with the 2 kills that they just got, the Bobby Kotick fan club is already going for the next big hit, and they're starting to take the camp away here. So yeah, good for them. That's 2 of the camps secured in the early game, 2 kills to boot. Not really getting ahead in experience here, but they seem to be locking in another kill, and yes indeed, they get Brightwing. So the fruit fly invasion has already been diminished a little bit. Hanzo is still able to get out, but a great start for them. 3 kills to 0, opening the bot lane up a little bit. Can of course now start to work on that bell tower too. Keep in mind that all of the fountains are now invulnerable until you take those forts or bell towers down. Brightwing back to business, and it's the first altar phase with Dehaka already channeling at the top left, at the top right. Skok is just finishing this, which means that as usual we have the altar in the middle being the one that everybody is going to try and fight for. They're already attempting to just, yeah, slow them down here a little bit. Alright, Ixia is moving in. Yasu with the damage. X-Ray on the move back. And here comes Dehaka. Dehaka comes in, gets the Dragon Max Passion, who is able to make his way out of the fight. So, good for him. Stun against Falstad on the other hand. And there's the root follow-up by Eowa. Nice. Nicely done. 4 kills to 0. Team Hasu is getting murdered in the early game. The channel has happened successfully, and that means we have now 36 to 32 points on the core in favor of the blue team. Bobby Kotick as ruthless as ever. So right now, they got the level 7 talents, and they are... I mean, this game is completely spiraling out of control here in the early game. They're going to get that bell tower too, aren't they? They're already pushing them back. Just making sure that the minion wave can start to take that bell tower down. And this is some sick early game control that they just established for themselves. Yeah, this is kind of crazy. This is actually a little bit nuts. At least finally the red team also has the level 7, but you can tell that Falstad is again in trouble. Chokin Pollen is in, and Falstad isn't the only one. They get another kill on Brightwing. X-Ray is renaming himself into free EXP over here. Malkin here with a little bit of a missed dive against Hasu. But Lunara was still in trouble. Yeah, so this is not working well for the red team at all in the early stages of this grand final. And of course, this is a best of 5, and this game isn't over yet either. This is the comeback map after all. I mean, the comeback map in the pool. We've seen so many crazy ones on this map in particular. But that is a level lead, 5 kills to 0, bot lane control in the hands of the blue team. And they're just taking one camp after another here. So things are actually looking very, very good for them early on. Now the question just remains, can they sustain that over the time? And can they just make sure that they're not making any silly mistakes here, that they don't all of a sudden lose 2-3 heroes and allow the red team to catch up again. But the camps are taken, so the camps are in. They got this one as well. Another dive on Hasu. The stun is there, a little bit of extra damage, but it's not enough. And here comes the turn attempt by Team Hasu, but only a few experience points are missing before the blue team locks in a level 10. Yeah, and Nuburak is already for making sure that flank is secured here. And Dehaka is going for the channel on the altar that just spawned at the bottom of the map. So there it is. Yeah, goes for the altar. Shots are being fired. That's 5 points off the core. So now we're looking at 36 to 27. And we got level 10. Yeah, I mean, very little to do for Team Hasu right now. What they need to accomplish is, first of all, lock in the next talent. And then they can try and fight a bit. But until then, there's very little that they can do. And the entire Zarya setup is breaking through the mid lane again. By the way, also, since people are always interested in that, yes, Rhaegar was once again banned. Obviously, we don't have the draft here since this is casted from replays. A little bit of an extra service to everybody that's watching it either on Twitch or YouTube, since the finals have taken place at a time where we couldn't cover them live. But yes, Rhaegar was banned out. We only have seen him twice so far in the Division 1+ matches, and both of those he won. So yeah, Rhaegar pretty strong right now. And that's also true for the blue team. 7 kills to 0. I did not expect that. I really thought that the red team would be able to easily pull ahead here, but far from it. Instead, we now have the Bobby Kotick fan club, after that Lunara kill, make a play for the boss, which they will obviously get. So that's another 4 points off the core. And the red team is realizing what's going on and decides to move down to the bottom of the map to reclaim the bell tower. Which is exactly what they need to do here. Oh, the arrow hitting hard. And all that he tries to accomplish here is, of course, slow them down a bit so that they can still defend. And that's exactly what they're trying to do. Not sure if they're going to be able to pull that off, but at least for the time being, it seems like they can. Here comes the gust, but Lunara is dead anyways. Ixia moves in with Zarya, and now we have a double altar activating in a few more seconds, which technically could be 10 points off the core of Team Hasu. So yeah, they are looking at a very, very rough game. Damage output from Lunara, 20,000. 36k from Hanzo. And yes, Virtual finishes it off. Same at the bot lane with Iowa. 10 points. The shots come in. And that is a bit of a disaster here for Team Hasu. 36 to 13 points. 8 kills to 0. They're getting murdered. Can they finally get that counter kill? They're looking for one, but they cannot. Maybe Ixia? Nah, it doesn't look like they can. Here comes the Polymorph. They really want Zarya. But they can't get that kill, not just yet. Ixia gets attacked again, the bunker is out too. And finally, that 1 kill on the scoreboard. Hasu! Oh, that arrow! Oh my god. That nibbled a little bit at Lunara's hoof. Now they also have to use Gust again for the disengage, but at least they retook the bell tower. So maybe there's some hope on the horizon. But level 13 will be there soon too. Oh boy, that Polymorph. As he jumps out, if that hits half a second earlier, he's dead. Instead, they turn it and they drop Blaze. That's level 13, also in the hands of the fan club. And all of a sudden, they are far ahead again. They can go for the camps here. And they can try to lock in a victory on the first map. But again, this is comeback territory. We are still on Towers of Doom. And the Hasus, they can of course now try to get a little bit of momentum with a few more kills. 42 stacks on Falstad, that ain't too bad either. But things are definitely not going to be easy for the blue team. Now, they got the pumpkins coming in, of course, and they stole the camp away of the red team first. And those already do a fair amount of damage. But with just one single altar channeled, red team would drop down into the single digits on the core points. Never really a good look. That's also why we're seeing a bit of an invade at the top lane. So Skok is trying to sneak this away right now. The 13 talents are there too. Okay, slight delay. I don't think it's going to happen. All that they need is one interrupt. But the Virtual needs to survive. Here comes Ixia. He has the shield already. And while this fight goes on, we even have a chase at the bot lane now. Where they're trying to go for Jojo. But at least one of these altars is going to be channeled by the fan club. Should be an even exchange with X-Ray on the right side. Hans was trying to interrupt, couldn't. But the 4 shots still get fired, which means we're now down to 9 points. And we might see a few kills here as well. So they're trying to make a play for Malgan here. Malfurion immediately with the ult. And the birdie gets murdered. Drag and arrow both connect. And that's kill number 10 for the blue team. Solid. Very solid performance here. Nicely done. Yeah, and with this, we now have, of course, the move down to the bottom of the map once again, since all that you want here is the bot lane bell tower control. Most important lane on the map, since you have 2 pumpkin camps pushing through it. So the longer you can control it, the better. Talents are the same, at least for now, but it's soon going to change, with level 16 being up next for the blue team. Yeah, and I don't know, Team Hasu, they have to somehow get out of that beating that they're receiving here, recover, and try and bring it back. They really need to win a team fight big time. Win a team fight. They only have a lot of potential to play around the blue team. It was a different map and there was no global on the other side. Maybe they could focus on macro more, but it seems really that a good team fight is the only thing that can save them. And if they can execute it, and they're trying now, then they could come back. 16 isn't there yet. Malganir goes down. That's the first one to fall. And they're trying to chase even further. Second kill only for Team Hasu, but there comes the Jet Propulsion Connect, and the Arca still makes it out. Max Passion is a little bit low. Yasu wants the kill and nearly locks it in, but now he himself gets attacked and finds himself the center of attention. Thanks to Zarya, he gets the shield zone. They're turning it on Brightwing. X-Ray in trouble, gets out too, but oh, it's getting close here. Triple altar phase, and we have level 16. More bad news for Team Hasu. Yeah, this is not really a good look right now. So 10 kills to 2, 16 is on the board. Dehaka channels the top. 4 shots are fired down at the bottom of the map. We have an interrupt as Jojo is starting to make her way in. And here comes the next one. Hasu is attempting to sneak that in. Top right, we have a fight between the side laners. Dehaka is facing off against Blaze there for another altar. But down here, that's the real fight. And they're going for the birdie again. Oh, but Malfurion! Malfurion is dead. So are Jojo and Brightwing, though. Okay. That's not too bad. There's another hit. And Falstad is down. Guys, that's bad news. This could be game. This could literally be game, what we're looking at right now. With 5 points... Yeah, it is going to be game. They're actually going for a real smart play here. While these guys are still fighting it out at the top lane and Virtual is buying some time. Oh, the arrow missing. They're just taking the bell tower at the bottom. So now they can, with a single altar, secure the 5 points that they need. This is a win. This is a clear win for the fan club in game number 1 of this best of 5. They log in the lead in the grand final. Grand final of Division 1 Plus, the Bobby Kotick fan club with a 1-0 over Team Hasu. GG. Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV. Game number 2! The fan club is in the lead, everybody! Team Hasu! Yeah, they got kind of murdered on the last map, didn't they? Infernal Shrines, map number 2. Now we have Virtual for the blue team on Leoric. Ixia on Diva, Malganir on Varian. Uther played by Iowa, and we got Yasu on Junkrat. Rhaegar banned once again on the right side of the map. Hasu and Tychus for Team Hasu. We got Bad Benny on Diablo, Skok on Hogger, X-Ray on Stukov, and Max Passion is playing Chen. I gotta say, I did not quite expect the result that we saw on the first map. So Team Hasu got a bit abused there. They just stood no chance. It was a very clean effort by the Bobby Kotick fan club, and they were absolutely ruthless in their decision making. Exactly what we're used to from Bobby Kotick. Yeah, no prisoners taken, none whatsoever, just going straight for the jugular right there. So, at this point, as we're looking at the second map of the Best of 5 series, here at the Grand Final of Division 1 Plus, of the end of season final, we can ask ourselves, can the red team bring this back, or are we going to see a clean sweep from the blue team? They got their setup with the stuns. I mean, generally speaking, it's not only about the stuns. Obviously, you have now the taunt from Varian coming in on level 4. You have in addition to that Uther with a follow-up stun. But let's not forget that one of the combos that they can execute is involving Junkrat and him following up on a stun with a well-placed mine and then just displacing the target into the backline. So with that, they can do a lot here to secure themselves a few kills. But then on the other side, you have Fat Illidan, so Chen can always follow up on any plays that are being made here by Hoga, by Diablo, and follow-ups from Stukov, or just zoning an opponent out in one of these choke points on the shrines. It's always possible for them. So we'll see what they can pull off, but I am very intrigued. After the last map, yeah, count me in. I'm definitely ready for that series. So already a little bit of a gank up on Bad Benny in the mid lane. Top side, Chen, he's going to be the one rotating around here. And at the bottom of the map, as a Renegade. Yeah, Tychus is already moving out. Hogger. Okay, X-Ray. They all want to go for the camp. Like, there's 3 camps at the bot lane, obviously. 2 of them very easily taken, usually by the teams a little bit better, well positioned. By the way, this is the... We talked about these fountains in the semifinals and also, of course, in the first map a little bit. But this is one of the best maps where you can really highlight how these fountain changes are changing some of the plays that could be made earlier. So now there's no sneaky move down to the bottom of the map in here and snipe the fountain plays anymore. Chen, the first one to fall. And you can also not abuse a position here, just simply grant vision and then let the Khaldor camp take the fountain out. That just isn't an option any longer. So that's definitely something to highlight here. You have to go for the fort now. And that's definitely... That's actually something that I think is a good change. So yeah, I think that's a good change. There's a lot of other changes that were made by Blizzard that I think are absolutely hot garbage. Best one is the entire experience globe debacle. Lowering the skill ceiling for good teams, but well, that's a completely different matter, and I think we addressed it already in length, but at least this particular change is kinda nice and makes sense. So the bigger they are at level 4, for Tychus, we got also the Neil Peasants for Leoric, and well, down at the bot lane, Bad Benny, or the Mad Wave Clear of Diablo is holding the XP. But the important part is that the altars, or the first shrine, is now popping up. We got, in addition to that, finally the taunt. The side laners are obviously looking for level 7 first. But it's actually Junkrat that's at the top lane. He seems to be trying to get himself a bit of value, and they more or less give up that first Punisher. There's just no... With Junkrat missing, there is no way that they can make any play here. Now, they can buy themselves a little bit of time with the D.Va bomb. Not too much, as you can tell. But here comes the play. They're starting to move in straight for another quick hit. Alright. And now level 7 isn't really all that close for either one of the teams. But with the wall stun up against Varian, he might be a next one to fall. 100 hit points, and he gets out. Barely, but he does. The Punisher is still locked in by Team Hasu. They're able to claim the first objective. And now, of course, have the opportunity to push through the bot lane. Maybe take the fort down. But even if they don't, take control of that lane a little bit further. And yeah, it's taking a bit longer to really establish lane control. Because previously you could simply try and take the fountain down. And then it would make it much harder for any bot laner to sustain himself in a 1 versus 1. Or in any kind of lane situation. But as it stands, they are making a play for that fort. And they seem like, yeah, they're definitely going to get this one. Good for them. Good shit. So these things are just in general a little bit harder to take down too. But they are able to make the play here. Level 7 talents on both sides now kicking in. But that's actually a pretty big accomplishment. Objective number 1, and you instantly lock in the fort. Not too shabby. Great grenade hit also against Yasu, who drops down to 50% HP. They're going for the quick hit and the taunt against Hogger. And he's trying to ping pong out, but he doesn't stand a chance there. Now they're making a play for D.Va, and she's fucked. D.Va is down. D.Va is dead, and so is Stukov. Yeah, she got completely locked in, and then then all of a sudden the lurking arm appears, and she's like, yeah, boys, I might have a problem here. All of them are all of a sudden having a problem. Look at Yasu. Diablo! Can someone take him? Ooh, they see him. They are still trying to find him, and he just screwed himself. He helped Max Passion to cut his path of retreat off. He's jumping in, isolating another one. Junkrat is dead, and the attempt to save Junkrat now also costs them Varian. Yeah, that kind of blew up in their face, didn't it? So first, Junkrat screws himself up by catapulting Chen into a position where he could cut his path of retreat off. Then Varian moves in, thinks himself the hero, and Chen says, well, if I jump over you, you can't get out either. So they get 2 kills here. Absolutely fantastic. No, that one was awesome. Yeah, that one backfired hard. That's one of those moments when you are on the blue team and you're like, what the fuck did we just do? So now it's Team Hasu that has the early level 10. Now, Chen is still getting out of here. Obviously, he goes into the keg anyway, so it would have been a problem for him to escape. But we have the Shockwave for Hogger. No level 10 abilities yet for the fan club, but they will kick in a moment. Lightning Breath is there, and a good ball stun by Bad Benny. Follow-up is there too, but Yasu gets out. The grenade of Hasu doing work on the other hand. And yes, they got the level 10s now finally in play too. The Bunny Hop! Oh yeah, baby. We're going full bunny on this one. Bunny Hop and Divine Shield are now in play. And the next shrine should be announced soon, TM. So currently the game is kind of controlled by Team Hasu. Nothing too dominant just yet, but they definitely have a lead. Varian comes in again. This time a no taunt. And the objective popping up another 20. So obviously it's time to go for the Shaman Camp. Take that. And then start to go straight up for the lane push at the top. So, we got 10 seconds, and that means that the blue team doesn't have enough time to take their own camp. So that's actually a little bit annoying for them. Because they will have to protect their top lane somehow. And they just didn't have the time to take their own Shaman camp. So this Punisher becomes more important than ever. Now they're going to try and make their stand right here. D.Va could, of course, bunny it up a little bit. Very early Odin getting popped there. There's the Entomb, Riptire, Divine Shield. That didn't work out whatsoever for them. Blue team using a lot of cooldowns and not getting value out of them. The attempt to save the Riptire with the Divine Shield did not work out. Benny is low, though, and gets drained again, but is able to make his way back out of the fight. In the meantime, 18 against 15 points, and maybe a kill against Varian. He gets bodied into the corner, but Stukov dies first. Malganer is still not out of harm's way. They want him, and they get him. There's the barbecue. Junkrat is also dead. They go for Uther. They want him, and they get him too. Fat Illidan shows no mercy and jumps in. Pause first. That's 7 kills to 5 now. Top side, yep, that one was damaged a little bit. But the Shamans were focused down by the towers. Still good damage against gate and towers, as you can see. And in the middle of the map, the Arcane Punisher is about to be locked in by Team Hasu. Yeah, nicely done. Arcane Punisher. So after initially they were able to take down the fort at the bot lane, they can now make a play for the middle, where both of the towers have already taken damage, as did the gate. And they open it up very quickly. Max Passion already jumping over. They're taking the towers down, easy peasy. And with the Arcane Sentries on the ground, he should be able to take this one. Riptire blows the minion wave up, so maybe that gives them a bit more wiggle room on the lane now. Here's the next jump. And there, one Arcane Sentry after another. This is gonna hurt, and this is gonna hurt a lot. Malganir's in trouble. Goes down as Chen just drops him. Nicely done. 8 kills to 5, level 13 on the board. The talent advantage is there. The fort is down. And guys, that Punisher is still wreaking havoc here. One jump after another. He wants a piece of the action and he's getting it. Leo is in the meantime noobing it up completely. Hasn't activated his trait even once. It's about time, my friend. Yeah, Illidan is already over. Chen, no, it's actually Hogger. They're all jumpy. And there's the kill. Trait activated. Finally, 11 hit points on fucking Yasu, and he goes out. Fat Illidan with a kill. And Max Passion wants to go for another one here and simply jumps out. Oh, yeah. In the mid lane, the Hasu has just popped Odin and is saying, hey, we can even do a bit of damage towards the keep. Initially, I swear to God, they just wanted to take that fort, didn't they? And now they're getting kill after kill. Yasu is dead, so is D.Va. They lose Tychus, but do they really care at this point? Max Passion, he's going straight in again. I mean, at this point, I just wait for him to spec the hunt and go all the way. But now we have 13 to 6 kills, 2-level lead, and they go for the keep. 10 minutes into all of it. Damn, they got a little bit mad after game number 1, didn't they? I mean, they got their asses kicked in Towers of Doom, and then they just said, boys, this doesn't stand. We need to really show them what we're made of. So now they're trying to go for the keep. And Chen is willing to keck out of this. I have no idea why he didn't kill the keep before he used keck, though. That's a meme, right? Are you kidding me? Alright. And I don't know, but I play Max Passion. I mean, if you already go in, you know, and you're full HP, why not wait a second before you use keck and do a little bit more damage? Instead, you now have the keep not destroyed. So, I don't know. That was definitely a chance to take this one down. Either way, they're way ahead, of course. They have a 2-level lead. They have a level 13 advantage. Quick taunt down at the bottom. But Malganir, this is the problem against Chen. If the distance to safety is too long, he's gonna hunt you down. That's exactly what he's trying to do. They're attempting to drop him, but they just can't. Chen is a little bit too tanky at this point. Damage output 34,000 for Hawkeye. He's top damage together with Tychus in this game. It's actually not quite true. Junkrat has more. 49,000 for him. Not that it doesn't do him any good. Level 16 talents have such a big lead now for Team Hasu that they are more than happy to take any of these fights here. Shockwave coming out. They could still go for the barbecue, but don't. Hasu also has his ult up, and they go again for D.Va, and there's the kill. Nice lurking arm from Stukov. Another kill against Uther. And now they are, of course, rocking another 5 versus 4. Diablo and Chen just jumping over that gate. Here comes Odin. They're going to get the keep in the middle. Actually, the keep in the middle is already gone. And they can go for the keep at the bot lane now, too, if they really want to. I could push in with the minion wave that is now starting to approach here. So definitely a big play that they can make while we still have Uther out of commission. And as long as they don't have a healer, what are they going to do? Junkrat dies as well. The Shrine is active too, by the way, and Junkrat is already working on it. So this is a disaster for the fan club. Bobby Kotick is getting slapped around hard over here. Even Chromie enjoys it, and she's not even in the game. 16 to 6. Big comeback here into the series from Team Hasu. They were not happy with the result in game number 1, and so they are trying to repay them in kind. That's pretty much what they're doing. This is for 100% another objective for them, so they're trying to get this one. But yep, let's go. We got 16 to 6 kills, nearly level 18 by now. Still no level 16 talent, by the way, for the fan club. And there's another objective. And that one should lock in the bottom keep for them. And of course, matters could get worse very, very quickly. The only thing that we're waiting for is the decision of whether or not the red team wants to go for core or not. They're already moving here in the middle, trying to chase them down a little bit further. And it's once again X-Ray, time and time again with those Stukov plays. Big grenade to the face of Varian. Not that it can do a lot of damage here. That guy was never pretty. But there's the level 16 talent. It might be a little bit too late. The Drain build with Crushing Hope here in 16. We got the Diverting Power. But things are not really looking too good with the Punisher taking apart the bottom keep and the rest of the team already angling towards the core. Hasu is down at the bottom of the map, is doing the work here. It's a frozen Punisher too. And it is just an absolute slaughter. 19 kills to 6. 25 kills in total in only 14 minutes. And it seems like they're going to lock in a few more. Yasu is low. Everybody wants to go for another big one. The core is falling. The shield already gone. This is going to be a tie in this series. There's no doubt about it. They are going to lock in the victory on Infernal Shrines. Leo is dropped. That's 20 kills in total. And they are taking the core apart. Team Hasu in game number 2 of this best of 5. Mercilessly takes down the blue team and ties the series. GG and well played. Game number 3! Guys, I don't know what to tell you, but the Hasus came in hard in game number 2. And they absolutely ruffle-stomped the fan club. So Bobby Kotick and his boys with Virtual now on their Haka here on Dragonshire. Rhaegar was banned again. It's the only hero that I'm pretty much looking up to see if it was banned or not, because everybody's been asking ever since the patch dropped. We got Malganea on Anubarak, Ixia on Stukov, going into the Fetid Touch with Eowa and Malfurion. So we got a double support Vala. That screams Creed of the Hunter. Gotta get the auto attack style. If you go double support Vala, is pretty much what you have to do. On the right side of the map, Team Hasu with Hasus himself on Gul'dan. Oh, yeah, we're gonna get some Fel in. Bad Benny's playing Jojo. X-Ray on Lucio. We got Skok on Tracer. And Max Passion with Urel. And we get Fire at Will. Double support Vala with Fire at Will. Alright, let's see how that's going to work out for them. It's a little bit unusual for the plays these days, because normally when you see a double support Vala, you really expect them to try and make sure that Vala doesn't lose any of her Gambit stacks. But in this case at least, they're following it through with the multi-shot build, so that can obviously still work. You don't have to play the auto attack style, but if you already gamble a little bit, then you might as well go all the way, right? Nice attempt to take down Malganea in the mid lane. So far that hasn't worked out. This is obviously also a huge map when it comes to control just in general. I'm a little bit confused, because normally what we are seeing happening is, like, nobody in their right mind would normally play such a heavy macro map against a team of the caliber and the experience on the red side. So I'm a little bit surprised by that, but we'll see how that's going to work out. For now, it seems that Virtual at the top lane is going to be first blood. He's down. That gank squad that came in there with Lucio took care of him very quickly. Hasus has already sniffed out that there's a Siege Giant camp about to be taken at the bottom of the map. And they might get this one. Okay, that's a pretty shitty... If that camp gets not taken... Oh my god. Vala is dead and they get the camp. Yeah, that's a pretty shitty start for the blue team. They seem to be a bit affected by what happened on map number 2, because they're getting absolutely demolished in the early game there. Whew. Are you kidding me? I mean, they get absolutely dumpstered on. They need a shower after this game, because Team Hasu is shitting all over them right now. 3 kills to 0, they obliterated top lane, and then all the time that was spent by the fan club on the camp to try and steal it away is also void, because, well, they just moved in and claimed it. So that is a bit nasty. I mean, look at the lead in experience already this early on. Are you kidding me? They're more than a level ahead after the 2-minute mark and are already playing for the Dragon Knight? Hello! Yeah, that's not a good look now. The fan club, they gotta get their act together or they're gonna be in real trouble here. So, yeah, mid lane, there it is. The Dragon Knight. 2 minutes 30, the Beetle is down, the Dragon Knight is in. Obviously, that bad boy is very likely going to mainly focus on getting those abilities out. They're even flanking right now. They got the level 6, 4 kills to 0, and there's just action all over the place, and it doesn't really seem that good old Bobby was ready for that. Yeah, game number 2, it seemed like it broke them a little bit, didn't it? First game, they play fantastic on Towers of Doom, which is actually surprising because it's a really, really good map for Hasu's teams normally. But yeah, red team lost, blue team with a very solid and convincing victory, and then on Infernal Shrines, the entire momentum gets flipped on its head, and it's Team Hasu that gets the easy win. But right now, we have the wall opened up in the mid lane. They got level 7 any second now, and that's kind of nuts. So Bad Benny might be the first one to fall for the red team, so finally a couple of signs of life, but they cannot get the kill! And Vala inted hard! Oh boy, Vala with the honorable Sudoku here, as she moves in and gets murdered by Gul'dan and the towers, so that didn't really help her. Now the level 7 is obviously already in play, that gives us the conviction. In addition to that, we got the righteous momentum, and boy do we have a lot of momentum already, don't we? So they are heavily ahead, and yeah, this is kind of nuts. Okay, so the question from here on out has to be, how is the blue team bringing it back? That's pretty much the only question that we have right now. How is the blue team bringing this one back? 5 kills to 0, you're level behind, and you need to somehow get a foothold in the game. You need to stabilize a little bit and make your plays. Now the first thing that you gotta do is you need to stop dying. And I hope that they told Dehaka because, yeah, he's running. And he gets some assists here, but here comes Urel. They're still looking for Dehaka. They can't take him down, so the survivability of our little dinosaur here pays off for now. But there's a few camps that have been claimed earlier by Team Hasu that are still wreaking havoc on the map, top lane in particular. And they are heavily ahead in XP still, which will translate into an early level 10. I would be shocked if anything else is going to happen here. So Urel has already a much better position. But also, again, coming back to those fountains. Now that you can't take the fountain down any longer without taking the keep apart or the fort apart, this is a much more stable lane on Dragonshire. Honestly, this is impacting the lane a lot, because previously you could just simply go for the fountain and then your solo laner would have a fantastic position against the opponent's team. But in this case, you have to go for the whole thing. Ixia, by the way, down here is in real trouble. He might die now. Urel wanted to go for it. They're turning it on Anubarak. Good drag! Good drag against Hasu, and there it is, the kill. First blood for Bobby Kotick fan club. But Stukov is dead too, and without the support, they are definitely in a world of pain now. Especially since the top side is now getting attacked even further. Another minion wave coming in, level 10 any moment now. There's the heroic ability for Team Hasu, and of course they can now come in with the Blessed Shield, try and set up that kill, maybe even go for another Dragonite. Top lane is already losing a lot of ground. Dehaka has to move in to not only secure the experience points, but make sure that the fort and the fountain don't fall. So, off we go. Vala at the bot lane down, and she's not the only one to fall if they're unlucky here. Blessed Shield was used to lock her in. Yeah, in the mid lane, we still have Hasu securing the statue, making sure that nobody's getting a Dragonite. But Dehaka has not moved from the top lane anyways. So they're just pushing the bottom of the map here, opening up the wall even further. And this game is just out of control. Level 10 still not ready for the fan club. And yes, that's 20,000 damage for Tracer, 20,000 for Vala. Easy to... Oh, Nubarak. They got level 10 and they use it immediately to keep the beetle alive. Whew. 6 kill difference. 6 kill difference, lot of sustain and good position for Team Hasu. But again, this isn't over yet. Finally, they are on an even playing ground. So the blue team, if they just get an objective done, they can catch up in experience. The gap isn't that big anymore. They started it to definitely murder that gap a little bit. There's no chance to get the Dragonite. Urel was already up at the top, but they might get the kill here. And they're trying. They go for Lucio. They try to get the stuns, but they can't. So everybody is just roughly, immediately moving away from this. Max Passion at the top, also in no real trouble. Even if a drag connects from virtual, he's not going to have any problems here. Vala and Malfurion moving down to the bot lane. And Vala already died 3 times. They need her in play. She's the only real damage that they have. I mean, there's obviously also still Dehaka who can do a bit of work. And Nubarak dying, the love bug down. But Vala is the main damage dealer for them. So they really need to make sure that she gets into a position where she can get all of that damage connected. And it's rough here, because the bottom fort might fall, but they're also trading up at the top. So this fort will definitely go down. Accelerating the game is going to help Team Hasu a bit further. And at the bot lane, with a Horrify, they go for Malfurion, and they drop him. And they might get Vala too. Yeah, they definitely will, don't they? Oh, maybe not. Tracer, slapped away by Ixia, might just have saved her. So, yeah, they were trying to move in. Skok was hoping for a quick connect and get the kill, but he couldn't. Now they control both of those shrines again, which allows Tracer to move into the mid lane in an attempt to get another Dragonite. And Nubarak, he has a say in that matter as well. But while they are trying to avoid the next objective from being captured, Team Hasu has moved on to the bot lane where they're going for the Bruiser camp. They have a level 13 advantage. They take the Bruiser camp, they pressure the bot lane, and they pressure the middle of the map as well. So they are all over the place right now. Talent advantage, pressure at the bottom, with 3 heroes pushing in even further. And this is looking fantastic right now. It's looking really good. And Nalganir, he has just no chance in the mid lane. He needs to fall back once again. Obviously, those beetles are still a little bit annoying. Even a cocoon is being used now. But it doesn't matter. He tries to go for the interrupt, can't, gets an ass kicking at the bot lane. They were hoping for a kill of either Jojo or X-Ray, and even that didn't work out. So they're just losing on all lanes right now. The bot lane gets still murdered by the camp. There's also another kill against Vala, 4th time that she falls. Tracer is still doing her thing. Malfurion gets hit by the Horrify, and that could be the end. They're coming through with Urel. The mace is there. And that's another kill. We're looking at 11 kills to 1, guys. Absolute slaughter. 11 kills to 1. Also, Ixia, he's trying to make his way out. Gets, of course, dropped off the mount by the minion wave. And he'll eventually die too. So that's another staggered death that they're going to suffer. While the Dragonite takes care of the bottom fort. Is able to claim this one. Another kick attempt against Malga, which didn't work here, but the fort is gone. It's a 2-level advantage that they're running. Yeah, and it's just kind of crazy. On level 13, we now get the virulent reaction, but boy, is that, I mean, 12 kills to 1. That's a slaughter I've ever seen one. Turning Dragonshire into a graveyard here. Absolute bloodbath. Another kill. Vala is dead again. Girl, at that point, you might just as well stay at the Nexus. Seriously. 5 deaths against Vala, even with a double support. There's just nothing to be done about it. And Nubura goes down to mid lane. Fort is about to fall. Barely holds on. But they can, of course, take it whenever they please. They can just simply send Gul'dan in and finish the job. And talking about finishing the job, they're looking at finishing it at the bot lane. In comes X-Ray. He's trying to zip in to take Ixia down. The sustain that the blue team has is just not doing them any good here. They're losing way too much ground, way too quickly. 3-level advantage, 16 to 13. The extra talents are in. Runa's Affliction has been locked in by Hasu. Doesn't have the stacks on his level 1 yet, but he's sitting at 35, so that's still looking real good for him. And as they claim the Siege Giants, 1 hit is all that's needed to take this fort down as well. And I'm a little bit shocked that nobody goes for it. But they go for the team fight. But the problem is that they might lose X-Ray here. But he makes it out. Are you kidding? X-Ray makes it out. Vala is dead again. What else is new? There's another kill. Nubrak is also dropped. 16 kills to 1. Malfurion is at... I can't keep up anymore. Malfurion is dead too. Virtual is gone. And we're looking nearly at a 5-man wipe as the only survivor seems to be Ixia. Even he needs to reposition as he realizes that Max Passion has a hard-on for him and is trying to take him down. 40,000 damage for Tracer. And holy shit. What a smackdown. They go for the core. And Team Hasu, ladies and gentlemen, with an absolute murderous approach here, just dropping them. 18 kills to 1. Nearly a perfect game. Vala now died for the 7th time, gets absolutely abused here. And this is it. That's the 2-1 lead for Team Hasu in this best of 5 at the grand final. Ruthless, absolutely ruthless. Great performance by the red team as they lock in the lead in the best of 5 series, grand final of Division 1+. Game number 4. We are on our 4th and maybe even the final map, Volskaya Foundry. Left side, the Bobby Kotick fan club with Virtual on Leoric, Yasu on Genji, Ewa on Lucio, Ixia on Reina, and Malgadia is playing Garrosh in game number 4. On the right side of the map, Team Hasu, now with the lead in this best of 5. They got X-Ray on Malfurion, Hasu on Mephisto, Bad Benny on Tyrael, Skog on Tracer, and Max Passion is playing Urel. But that last game, that was honestly brutal. Very disciplined performance by Team Hasu, and they went for the big smackdown. That was a spanking if I've ever seen one. Now, there are at least some people that say that the Bobby Kotick fan club played this game standing because they got spanked so hard they just couldn't sit for this. But, well, we can't neither deny nor confirm. But they gotta be careful that they don't continue in game number 4 the same way they left it in game 3. Thankfully, that's not the case. They get the kill instead of losing Ixia here or Eowa. So Tracer goes down. One of the reasons why we have an auto attacker like Jimmy in the game is, of course, that Tracer cannot dodge out on those auto attacks. So a nice and easy kill against Tracer starts the game off. Ace in the hole for Jimmy. That's the first one that we got here. And I haven't seen this map in a while. Honestly, most of the tournaments that we have these days don't include Volskaya Foundry because, well, the players don't want to play it. Most of them just agree that it's not really a fun map to play, with the objective being in the... Like, objectives are just weird on this map. I mean, first of all, the map is insanely scripted, with the objective following the same pattern over and over again, which makes it a bit too predictable. But then again, with the patch and the fountains now not being destroyable, maybe at least the early game patterns change a little bit. Previously, with the first protector, you always wanted to take the top side fountain out. You can't do that anymore, so we'll see how much of an impact that has. But yeah, we got at the bot lane, Leo, of course. He's going to be on the solo lane for most of this. He's going to try to rotate a little bit. Camps have now been taken. You need those items. Item control is pretty much everything on Volskaya. But the first objective is going to be a bit more interesting. Now, we've even seen before the patch some of the players or teams that made a rotation with the Protector down to the bot lane and trying to prep the third objective. But then again, the goal was always the same. You try to take fountains out so that you have more lane sustain your opponent for whenever the objective takes place. Now you have to adjust that style a little bit, which might make it more interesting around the second and third objective. But as it stands, Malgan is a little bit in trouble as we have our skirmishes in the mid lane. So far nobody has gone for the healing beacon here. The 4 Talons are in, Malgan makes it out, but the fight isn't over yet. Coming again, Hasu also needs to be a bit more careful. Yeah, Genji went on level 4 straight into the claw, and we also got the paralyzing rage now for Leo. So yeah, they're going for the little skirmish plays here with Tracer still nibbling away up at the top lane. Mosquito of the Nexus, true to her name. Just try. Oh, careful! Indomitable is in, and they can't get the kill. Garrosh gets out again. Yeah, 1 kill against 0. Slightly inexperience for the Bobby Kotick fan club. Yrel is still at the bot lane, and they're now going for the camp. Something that we, by the way, don't see from the blue team yet. So the control point gets unlocked. Level 7 is going to be really important here, so that's one of the things that both of the teams are going to be playing for. But with Genji now at least coming in saying hello, they might go for the fight on the camp. Everybody is moving in for it, as you can see on the minimap. Not only the blue team, the red team is also calling the troops in to help out here. But they're giving it up! They give the camp up! Okay, good start here. Good start for the blue team, but they have to stay alive. And Ixu, he gets blown to pieces. They take the camp, but they lose Jimmy. Jimmy is down, and now they need to make sure that they don't lose more. Yep, everybody is still chasing them a little bit. The camp over here still being annoying, by the way. Yeah, can do some damage, I don't think too much. Level 7 is by now ready for the blue team, but thanks to the kill that they just locked in, they have Team Hasu is going to get that level 7 in a timely manner. So now that we have both teams on even talents again, Swift Retribution kicks in. We got the sleight of hand, and they're already starting to chase them again. Hasu dodges out on the route from Malfurion, as Malfurion tries to lay down the lawn. But yeah, Malgan here also. It's the blue team that currently holds the point. Benny a bit low, and Hasu is the first one to fall, and Benny survives. Yeah, Iowa goes in deep for the kill, can't get it, and falls. So instead of oh my god, instead of taking down Tyrael, they lose Lucio and Leo. The only kill they get is the one against Malfurion. So it's 4 kills against 2 now in total. And after all the control that the the blue team was able to hold for such a long time, it's now Team Hasu that takes control of the checkpoint. And they have also taken the lead in experience. So it's going to be an interesting battle for the first objective. With 72%, they will definitely make another play, now that they have all 5 back up on the map, but the experience lead could even result in a level 10 advantage over this objective. Always depending on how long they can delay things here. But yeah, those kills were pretty important. Taking the lead here once again. So for now, we got our push down here at the bot lane. Yeah, they're looking again for another kill opportunity. Blue team is already taking over, and they might be able to lock this one in. Yeah, it's all about level 10, honestly. If they can get, well, level 10 will be kills, obviously. If you can get level 10 or kills, then that would give you full control over this. And they are looking for heroic abilities. Nice lockdown on Malfurion. Sorry, from Malfurion on Garrosh. Duh. But they have 99% now, so they need to hold this. just a little bit longer, and they're trying, and they might get the kill, and indeed they do, and here's level 10. This could be a disaster. This could be an absolute disaster. The Durance of Hate, it missed, but Malkin here still falls. Lucio's already dead, and now they take control in the mid lane again. Thanks to level 10, they should be able to easily pull this one off. Virtual nearly died too. Tracer could not lock in the kill, but of course they are about to get the objective here, and in addition to that, they're also making a play for the first healing beacon of this game. Yeah, nicely done. 6 kills to 2. Level lead. Objective is there. Hasu was trying to make a bit of a play, but can't. And with Protector number 1 now joining the fun, the question is, how do they play this out now? Oh, that was a good catch. Yeah, but how do you play this out now? Because the problem is still the same. Normally, what you were trying to do before the patch is you would always try and take down the top fountain. How do you adjust this now? Fountains can't be attacked anymore. You have to go straight for the fort or the keep. And in this case, I mean, they go for the Volskaya oldie but goldie. They don't do anything with a Protector. Yeah, this one hasn't done anything so far. The Protector is just sitting there, just look terrifying, I can do that. But yeah, they pretty much just abandon it. So that doesn't look like it's going to have any impact on this game at all. GG, well played. I wouldn't go that far. Top side, we have now still a bit of a chase going on. They're trying to go for the kill here. They can be careful with Ixia on the other hand, though. But Benny gets attacked and dies. Yeah, but he's going to be able to get at least some damage connected. Like, they opened the wall up. Okay, so they traded the Protector against the wall. Fantastic objective. Oh, so strong. Absolutely fantastic. Now, obviously, as they scale, we're probably going to see more of an impact on this. But as things stand, the lead still goes to Team Hasu. They've done some structural damage. They have level 13 talents coming up, so that's another big one. And in the meantime, we're just going to wait and see what exactly the Bobby Kotick fan club is going to do in order to catch up here. They want to have the level 13 talents ready. Might even think about an invade down here, but with how close level 13 talents are, they can't really risk it. So they let this one slide and they give the item over to the red team, who now takes full control of the talent advantage. Got them here with the jumper, the Sword of Justice, and again a little bit of a skirmish at the bot lane as the blue team is still looking to see if they can maybe lock someone down. But Hasu is in trouble, and he's not the only one. That's a good save from Garrosh. He gets hit, but he still had the Indomitable and couldn't move away from it. And Jimmy is in the meantime playing PvE at the top side, so some damage against the gate. Is able to take that down. Just needs to make sure that nobody is moving in and taking him apart, since escapes are not really Jimmy's forte. He doesn't really have that many escape tools. If you have the penetrating round, you can create some distance, that's always nice. But it's not like you have a vault like Vala or something along those lines that gets you out of harm's way. The only thing that you can go is go for the French defense and try to run, and run real fast. 13 to 13 by now. Got already the flow like water. Unyielding Despair is in. And again, for the fan club, they need to make sure that they win this one, or they are gonna take second place and Team Hasu will crown themselves the champion of the Division 1+ season. So now we have 6 kills to 3 and another fight coming up with a good flip on Ixia. They save him for now, but the blue team is once more on the retreat as the fight comes through. Hasu is trying to make the plays here. I mean, Genji's jumping in time and time again, going for the squishies and hoping that he can get the kill, either with a quick Swift Strike or the Dragon Claw, but so far it hasn't really worked out for him. Next objective should pop up soon, but item control is of course still quite important, and we have another play for the healing beacon and they're gonna get this one without any trouble whatsoever. So that's now one turret that they're holding and the healing beacon itself. Experience lead, I mean, it's still there, it's just not that impactful yet, but it's 2 items against 0, and that is a bit of a problem. Especially since Team Hasu is getting more experience by Urel controlling the bot lane now. They're also inching closer to level 16. And that's another big advantage if it comes to a fight at the top side for control of Protector number 2. So they have to be real careful with that. For now, Malgania already low. Another problem for them. Genji trying to make the plays in the backline, but even that isn't working out for them. Yeah, and they're going for Malgania again, and that could be the kill. He's low, and he's... Oh, nice ult. Good sanctification too, but Lucio definitely saving the frontliner for another moment. It doesn't change the fact that Garrosh dies. So does Malfurion though, but the fight is not over. We are seeing them straight up going for Jimmy again. Reyna is down, and yes, the Overwatch boys are on the run. Lucio and Genji both retreating here. Objective is up, but they're trying to go for another kill, and they might honestly get it. Yes, they do. Goodbye, Genji. Tracer came in, and that was the end of it. Level 16 obviously helping with all of that. They're even stealing the next item away, and they don't care about the objective at all. Instead, what we're seeing is a push to the bot lane. I think the only one that might eventually move to the top is Teriel, but they are capitalizing on that level 16 advantage as best they can, taking the bot lane wall out as the top lane gets pressured by the camp that they've previously taken. Malfurion is back to and is already making his way over. They could take that fight again if they really wanted to. But yeah, they are definitely way ahead when it comes to kills at least. And of course item control too. That's another one. They still hold on to that healing beacon and they will grab another turret here. 16 talents now for both sides. Damage output. Genji is looking real good, at least when we're only focusing on the numbers. Has 48,000 now. 42,000 by Mephisto. And the blue team is moving topside, but we have Tracer just scouting everything out in the bush. Urel, yeah, they're making a play for Virtual here. Bot lane gets attacked and that fort is in trouble as the minion wave pushes in. But here comes the ult of Malfurion. Nice silence. They nearly got Genji, but they're settling for Garrosh. They're still not done with Leoric. They go for the skeleton and they kick his bony ass a little bit more. Down goes Leo, and X here just doesn't stand a prayer as he is also isolated. And he just does not have any escape tools as mentioned before. The hearth has to be interrupted by Hasu. He might even die here. He really needs to get the hell out. Swift strikes away. Fort is claimed. 12-4 kills now. And boy, they are in trouble. Nobody, by the way, cares really about the objective. Urel is the only one that finally makes a move for it, as the rest of the team is breaking through the middle. But as you can tell, this is just an afterthought at this point. So yeah, with 13 minutes in, second objective hasn't been taken yet. Siege damage of Leo, obviously kind of nice. They need him to rotate on the lanes to give the extra XP, try and close the gap a little bit. But it is rough. Being 2 levels behind at this point is definitely difficult. And once level 20 talents are available, Team Hasu is going to relentlessly push these lanes. And of course, that is desperation here. Trying to go for the Entomb. If you hit this one, I mean, maybe you stand a chance to make a play, but boy, are they in trouble here. And they know it too. They need to win a team fight. They need to win something, but instead they're just looking for fight after fight, and it just doesn't work out for them. Now, the ult here didn't really do anything for Hasu, so he's not able to land it. Urel's still at the top, and she is going to get that protector. Nobody on the blue team side is even making a play for it. Healing beacon is out. It's a consistent 5 versus 4. Blue team is trying to fight, and, well, red team is just saying like, you know what? Not today. So instead, we have the protector up at the top. Urel can now start to push this out. The entire team is so close to level 20 that they can just play for time a bit longer and then use the storm talents to really, really fuck them up. So, yeah, there's Urel just pushing the top. Poor Genji, the only one, finally gets a bit of assistance as Leo is moving in. But at the bottom of the map, the action continues too, because the 4-man is just wreaking havoc here. And of course, Ixia is trying to be the one that damages Tracer and keeps her at bay, but it's a tricky endeavor in and of itself. Another play for Tyrael. He has his ult, so he can always go for the sanctification here. And now that they lock in their level 20s, yep, there's the play. They're coming in for... Oh, careful. It's not only Lucio, but also Jimmy that's in trouble. Ult being used. Didn't go for the Holy Arena here, by the way. Standard sanctification, and that's the end of Jimmy. The end of the fort. The end of Lucio. And Garrosh, he's trying to run away too. Run, baby, run! Body blocks, and that is the kill against Malgania. 15 kills to 4, level 20 to 18. And they body that bot lane. Team Hasu. They had enough of this shit. They lost map number 1 and they just said, boys, we can't let that stand. Let's just kick him and kick him hard. while they're still on the ground. One map after another, they take control, they carry the momentum over into the next map, and they are clearly looking to end this with a 3-1 victory and crown themselves the champion of Division 1+, and things are looking good. The Frenchies are in trouble, they're about to lose the keep at the bot lane, and the one in the middle isn't looking too good either. If they push for it, they can definitely take it, and it's still 1.5 levels until we're seeing Storm Talents for the Bobby Kotick fan club. That's where we're at right now. Ford is about to go down. X-Ray is trying to lock him in with another route, but Hasu also zipping out with the X-Strike here, making sure that he can still escape. Doesn't change the fact that both of the keeps are now gone, and it's pretty much just a cleanup job. Unless Team Hasu is going for the big int here and throws hard, it's not going to be a thing. But honestly, not even Garrosh can throw that hard. So at this point, talking about Garrosh, he's dead. And so is Jimmy. The bomb takes him apart. Tracer with mad damage. Not as much, though, as Genji and Mephisto, who are both sitting at roughly 74,000. It is going to be game, though. They are going for the kill. The core is already falling, and it is just a disaster for the blue team. But either way, congratulations to the Bobby Kotick fan club for taking second place this season. And congratulations also to Team Hasu, not only for the 5-man team wipe, but also for crowning themselves the champion of this Division 1+ season at heroeslounge.gg. Nicely done and well played. They secure the grand final with a 3-1 victory over the Bobby Kotick fan club.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.